Welcome to 6 Minute Hump Day, where we help entrepreneurs get through their busy week with a dash of inspiration, motivation, and a touch of education.
Welcome, everybody, to the Jeff Knows Inc. podcast. I'm your host, Jeff Lopes. Today, we got part 2 of our 6 Minute Hump Day Wednesdays with Jason Dowse. Today, we're going to be diving into stress and stress management for entrepreneurs. Jason, want to say hello to everyone?
Hey, everybody. Hope you're doing well.
Let's dive right into it, Jace.
All right, guys. Now, more than ever, stress is extremely prevalent in our lives. Obviously, we don't need to get into too much regarding what's going on with the global pandemic, but outside of that, stress is more constant than ever before. We may not even realize it, okay? But especially in the entrepreneur style life, like you're constantly going to be having stress impact you throughout the day. We're going to give you a couple steps here to work through those stresses, understand them, become aware of them, and then realize how to release them, okay, and move on from it. The first thing is we have to realize what triggers you, okay? So if you wake up in the morning and you get that stressful text, email, maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's on your way to work, something happens. But the biggest thing is that you start to recognize when these triggers happen, okay? Don't just bottle it up and then roll from one to the next, okay? So if you get that email or that text that sets you off, recognize it, okay? So you need to be able to take a step back for a minute, okay? And then release it. This is the biggest thing, right? Because we just kind of bottle this stuff up and it just gets layered and layered and layered and layered and layered and layered. And then sooner or later, something's going to explode. Biggest first step is recognizing when these triggers happen. The next thing we want you to do is learn how to release them. Obviously, when these things happen, you're going to be frustrated, you're going to be upset, you're going to be angry. Give yourself 90 seconds to 2 minutes just to kind of dwell on it, deal with it, vent, whatever you have to do. And then after that 2 minutes, let it go. Okay, so you have to release it. That means you're not going to carry it around with you for the rest of the day. You're not going to spread that stress out to other people, whether it's your spouse, your kids, your coworkers, the guy who just cut you off in traffic, right? You're not just going to redirect it. Okay, you're going to release it. How you're going to do that is you have to connect with your breath. Okay, so after that 2 minute mark, after you've given that time to deal with that stress, the next thing we want you to do is just connect with your breath, grab control of your nervous system because you're going to be really wound up. That's your sympathetic nervous system saying fight or flight. We're under attack. We have to run or we have to defend ourselves here. We want you to get out of that state. So all you have to do is connect with your breath, and then we're adjusting those controls. We're adjusting your internal thermostat of your nervous system to get you into your parasympathetic state. All you have to do is connect with your breath, some easy inhales, say 5-second inhale, 5-second hold of your breath, 5-second long exhale. This will allow you to slow down, get out of that sympathetic state, and get into your parasympathetic state. Okay, this gives you access to your nervous system. Now that stressor is not going to be doing damage throughout your body throughout the course of the day, the week, the month, whatever is happening. You're able to intervene and you're able to hit reset on your nervous system. Okay, this is extremely important. We actually put a new exercise out on our Instagram page a couple weeks ago. So if you need some help with a quick little breathing exercise to follow, that's actually right on there. You'll be able to see it pretty easily. It's right in the IGTV as well. You can pull it up on your phone at any point in time. It's timed, gives you the instructions, inhale, hold, exhale for about 4 or 5 rounds, just over a minute. That's all you need to intervene and take control of that, okay? To grab the controls of your nervous system and get out of that stressful state.
At the end of the show, everyone, I'll slap this all onto our show notes so you guys can have access to all these. Jason, I got a quick question. As an entrepreneur, right now, obviously, stress is a big advocate in how we feel and how we react every day with businesses closing and the whole global pandemic and global financial pandemic. How does stress affect your immune system and how does it relate to your immune system?
Well, this goes back to the idea of acute versus chronic, okay? So an acute stress is something that's short, it doesn't last very long, but your body responds to it, okay? So think of it as an exercise. Like when you're training, that's an acute stress, okay? You're stressing the body and then the body's adapting and it's becoming stronger. Where we get into trouble is when that stress becomes chronic. We're not able to escape from it. It's just kind of building up, and then the body can't recover from it. The body doesn't have time to recover from it. The stress is just kind of beating everything up. that's where problems come into effect, okay? That's where your immune system is lower. That's what makes us more susceptible to getting sick, to getting disease, to getting injured if you're an athlete or you're performing, right? Like you would never go into a gym and just train for 10 hours a day, 7 days a week. But this is the same thing that's happening with being bombarded constantly with stress unless you intervene, okay? That acute stress has now become chronic because you're not getting out of that state. So this is exactly why we're giving you these steps, these 3 steps. You have to recognize when the stress occurs. You have to release it, okay? So you're going to give it that time where you're dealing with it. You have to give it that time to release it, 90 seconds to 2 minutes. And then after that, you're moving on. Remember, the biggest step to work on releasing it is just tapping into your breath, because that's giving you access to your controls of your nervous system to get you out of that acute stress so it doesn't become chronic, okay? So you're intervening to take control and get yourself back to reset mode before that thing can create detrimental effects in your body.
I want to say thank you for Jason too joining us. This is part 2 of our 4-part series. We're excited to have Jason help our entrepreneurs worldwide with these techniques from sleeping, stress relief, and health. Once again, I want to say thank you to Jason.
Thank you, everybody. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for taking time out of your busy schedule to give us a listen. Like all weeks, please tell your friends, tell your family, spread the word, hit the subscribe button, leave us some feedback. 5 stars would be absolutely amazing. Until next week, always move forward.